Is recession a base case of yours? Is it a probable case? Where do you put the probability of recession right now, and how does the Fed avoid it?
Well, first of all, the recession is not my base case right now. I think the economy is strong. Clearly financial conditions have tightened, and I'm expecting growth to slow this year quite a bit relative to what we had last year, and actually slow to probably 1 to 1.5% GDP growth for the year. But that's not a recession. It's a slowdown that we need to see in the economy to really reduce the inflationary pressures that we have and bring inflation down. Now, you ask, is it in terms of probabilities? Of course, it's very hard to predict a recession. They occur for lots of different reasons. And, from my point of view, I think we do have a path forward to bring inflation down as we need to do and keep the economy growing. But there can be shocks and events that can happen that would knock us off track for that. And, we'll obviously have to be on the lookout for that. But right now, my view is the base case is we're going to have, lower growth, but still growth this year.
Is it possible the shock has already happened that could push us into recession, i.e., for example, the combination of the COVID crisis coming out of it, as well as what happened with Ukraine and the invasion there?
Well, we watch all the indicators very carefully and financial conditions, obviously commodity prices, and global growth. Because I do think some of the downside risks to the U.S. economy are really could come from abroad, partly due to the invasion of Ukraine. So we were watching that data carefully, watching the effects of the tightening in financial conditions and higher oil prices on the economy. Right now, consumer spending still looks to be on a positive track. We are seeing slowing in some sectors. We're seeing slowing in the interest-sensitive sectors like housing and business investment. But that's kind of comes with the territory of somewhat tighter financial conditions.
John, this is a difficult question to ask, but I'm just wondering, would you say if you had recession as your base case? Because in a sense, the Fed is driving the car. Mm-hmm. And to say, are you going to have a recession, is like asking the driver of a car, are you going to have an accident? And of course, they'd say no.
Well, we're as transparent. I do think transparency is really important.
Yeah.
You've seen a significant shift in the FOMC's projections
Sure.
on growth. And now we're seeing in our projections, and I very much agree with this, the unemployment rate is actually going to be moving up over the next few years. So that's not a recession, but I think that's my base case, is the economy slows enough to see the unemployment rate get up to about a little over 4% over the next couple of years. So that is how I see it. Of course, there's a great deal of uncertainty around that outlook, and if that changes, I'm going to change my projection.
John, one of the reasons I wanted to have this interview, we normally talk in December, but I thought now is a really important time to talk, is because you're an expert on the idea of the neutral rate of monetary policy. Can you tell us where that neutral rate is? Does higher inflation now mean the neutral rate is higher and you need to aim higher because of that?
Well, there's lots of ideas about the neutral rate
Yeah.
and how to think about it. I tend to focus on the longer run neutral rate, which is really determined by things like demographics and productivity growth and things like that. I don't think that longer run notion of a neutral rate has changed in the last couple of years. I still think it's quite low. But getting to your point, the neutral rate is really about a real interest rate. It's about the nominal
Right.
interest rate less inflation. So to your question, given that inflation and inflation expectations are higher than they were, of course, the nominal neutral rate, or the interest rate that we need to have to bring equilibrium to the economy, is higher while inflation is higher. And that's an important ingredient in why we need to raise interest rates, quite a bit this year and into next year. It's because we need to get not only nominal interest rates higher, but we need to make sure that the real interest rate, the interest rates adjusted for inflation, are above zero and really achieving our goals.